Good morning, Jem.
Morning, Nick. How are you?
Awesome, happy, smiling, and good,
As
and
always.
really excited about our guests.
Who are they?
So we have today, I think, I wouldn't call them legends yet, but I think they're going to be.
Oh, okay.
The duo from the Joe Wood property team, Joe Wood and Peter Wood.
Hello, guys.
Okay. Woo.
So I'm going to caveat that just because now they're both looking at me going, hang on, what do you mean not legends yet?
Excuse me, we are the legends.
These guys are carving the path where the property market is apparently depressed and no one can do anything. And these guys are not paying any attention to the hype or the media or whatever, selling. And so I think that people are going to look back in time and say, yeah, don't worry about what all these other estate agents are doing. Let's follow what the Joe Wood property team are doing.
Yeah.
That's quite the introduction.
There we go.
Give an introduction, yeah. But it's quite true. We're trying to disrupt the industry. We want to do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Not worry about what the mainstream's doing, what the high street's doing. Let's do what we do.
Just do what you do,
and we do it well and doing property properly.
There you go.
I like that. Property,
New tag.
properly.
New tag.
Yeah, that's
property properly.
Yeah, you
There
can't
we
say it
go.
after a glass of wine.
We can't do that one. We'll try and do that as a drinking game later on. Right, let's go along and bring everything back. So I don't know how we're going to do this because we've got a duo and duos are unusual for us. So
we are an unusual duo.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick introduction with each one of them individually.
Yeah, yes, do that.
And let's try and get a little bit of the background. So let's start with Peter because obviously it's going to be so much shorter because he's only in his mid-20s,
Yeah.
mid to late 20s. So
He's
Peter,
lying. It's the other way round.
this is it. Okay, so I thought brothers. Not brothers.
God, are you trying to offend me?
Yeah, I think that's brilliant.
Joe not so happy about this. Okay, so Peter, grew up in the area?
No, I was born in Lancashire.
Okay.
Went to school there, went to Hull, to university, then moved to London, then to Cambridge.
Oh, wow.
And then here for the last 29-ish years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And always been property focused?
No. So, yeah, I finished my degree and ended up as General Secretary of my student union. And as part of my student duties, helped set up the Hull University or Humberside Business School. I was the student rep to that, which was kind of a great step when you're 21, 22, that you are the student person that's involved in that. Moved to London, and at that stage, people were saying, if you want to buy property in London, you've got to buy it today, boss. Next week, even tomorrow, you are not going to be able to afford it. Prices were going up so fast. So we did.
What was this? Was this around the time where they were doing all the developments at Canary Wharf or City or?
I remember all those bits happening and whatever else, but this was, 88.
Okay.
And the market was just overheating. It was going faster and faster and faster. We were offered 125% of the value of the property we bought.
Wow.
Because the prices were going up so quick that the lenders actually thought, no, that's fine. We'll
it'll be
cover.
it'll be 75% loan to value inside of like
next week or whatever. Yeah, so they were offering way too much money.
Gosh.
4 times joint income.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah, quite.
Yeah, give me that
It's
deal
quite
now,
incredible
please.
when you look at it
That's what I
these
want
days.
now.
And yeah, we took 100% mortgage on £60,000 property. It was
Now
great.
you couldn't even get a cardboard box for 60,000 in London now.
That same cardboard box is now worth about 600,000.
Yeah.
But there is a really scary bit that I was working for the Bradford and Bingley Building Society. I was relocated from London to Cambridge, and they said to me, what we want you to do is sever your ties with the area, and therefore this flat that you've now arranged to be let out and make you money.
Oh no.
This is absolutely fine, but sever your ties. And not only that, you, as a building society officer, you cannot be in debt. And you are technically in debt because your £60,000 mortgage is now secured against a property worth £27,000. And they made us sell it.
Ouch.
So we ended up.
So the story that should have been 60,000 to 600, turned into 60,000 into negative equity.
Yeah,
thanks very much. Here's your new job. Now have some debt.
And then leave
Amazing.
London.
Yeah, and hindsight, beauty of hindsight. Yeah, should have stayed there, kept the flat worth 600,000 now. let it out because it would have just made a stack of money.
Gosh.
Thankfully we managed to clear that, but in hindsight, I should have just stayed in London and gone. You know
yeah,
what?
but if you change any part of your past, you wouldn't have your current as
You
it
would be
is.
where you are now.
But I should have said, stick your job. I'll just get another
He's
job.
looking at Joe and going, "Yeah, I should just stay in London.
Yeah.
Not worry about you, buddy."
Yeah, but there we go. But yeah, so
you moved to Cambridge doing the same job.
Yeah. Moved to Cambridge, promoted, relocated,
Mhm.
etc., etc. 3.5 years in Cambridge, some shrewd investments, and managed to recover all of that negative equity, make it back.
Well done.
Relocated then to Suffolk. Believe it or not, Ipswich was a bigger branch of the building society than Cambridge was. The savings balances were 3 times as high. The mortgage balances twice as high.
Wow.
I think that's just a reflection on Cambridge and a Northern Building Society where they kind of went, no, we don't want to deal with you bowler-hatted guys. We'll just stick our money with the Cambridge Building Society. We don't want to deal with you. So yeah, big promotion to come to Ipswich, but therefore have been on the very dubious end of property investment, having been significantly in negative equity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good thing to do because obviously you know the battle scars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
You've been through it, yeah.
You've had them, you've worn them.
Yes.
So was it always finance and always banking and stuff like that?
I started in recruitment
Yep.
in London, then got headhunted to, why don't you come and have a chat about a job selling life insurance?
Mm-hmm.
And I was selling life insurance commission only, having lived in London for about a year and knew very few people. So your black book wasn't particularly big. So I was cold calling people from the phone book. Yes, it's that long ago. There was
Yellow
a phone
Pages.
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just ringing people up with the same surname
What's
just
that?
so that I'd got something.
Yeah, right.
That was the 27-year-old butting in and showing how old I am and how young he is.
It's all right. We were talking to some people like the guys earlier and we were saying, oh yeah, because of MySpace. And they went, yeah, what's that?
They went,
Oh,
look,
no.
Have you heard of MySpace?
I have heard of
Okay.
MySpace.
They looked so blank didn't they, when we said MySpace earlier.
Well, I can even go worse than that. I can remember exactly where I was when somebody said to me, this thing's coming, which is going to change the way we do everything. It's called the internet. And everybody went, well, yeah, whatever. But yeah, it has.
Yeah, it really has.
I remember mobile phones starting and all that sort of thing. And yes, going way back as a kid, going to my dad's friend's house to watch the cup final because he'd got a colour telly.
Okay, that's a good one.
So, yeah, there's a reason I'm grey.
God, imagine watching football on a black and white TV.
Well,
Not the same, is it?
no. And
All the pictures must look identical.
What card is that? Sorry.
I don't think we had cards then. I don't think there was. I think it was just like, get off and
the
pointed.
point of it.
Yeah, this Hitler style, get off. Completely forgot. Oh,
Sorry, I
finance.
digress. Yeah.
Yes. So selling life insurance, commission only, did okay. Enjoyed the work, enjoyed the advising people, didn't like the company. And then looked around and went, okay, I want to be an IFA rather than anything else. Bradford and Bingley were independent financial advisors. So I was fully qualified as an IFA, mortgage advisor, all those sorts of bits and pieces. Did that for a long time. Moved over here to Ipswich. Ultimately decided that it was getting a little bit too easy for me. So I went to NatWest and I've managed the NatWest in Colchester High Street and its sub-offices in the Cornhill in Ipswich, Stowmarket. And then a friend rang me up and said, I've got 3 Halifax agencies and I want to open another one. Will you open it for me? And I went, I'm not coming just to open one. And he went, no, we'll go forwards. So we ultimately ended up with 9 agencies as the Halifax and one of the Yorkshire Building Society. If somebody walked into those premises, they didn't know that it wasn't a full branch. Everybody's in uniform. But we just smashed the targets that the Halifax gave us. So I sat on the national board for banking agencies for the Halifax as a result of that, because our figures, we were the 3rd best performing company in the country and we're outranking their branches.
Can we just kind of say he's kind of a big deal?
Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
I didn't know you had such a banking background to that level.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You know, when you did all this, and by the way, Joe, don't worry, we're coming to you.
You're getting it next, Joe.
Yeah, guess what? If everyone wants to just skip forward the chapter, we'll get to Joe.
Yeah, but I fast forward all of this personally.
But you know, do you ever look back and really understand with, some kind of gratitude and what have you, that experience you picked up to go phone book, cold call, sell people?
I'll I'll tell you a story. Joe hates this story, but I will tell you a
Yes,
story.
please tell us.
So I used to hate cold calling.
Mhm.
It was such a challenge. You know, I'm 22 and I'm just picking up and ringing people out the phone book. Can I come and see you about your life insurance? Obviously not using those words. And I hated it so much that my boss used to make me stand on my desk to make the calls. Now, these are old-fashioned telephones
No.
where you've got to press the hands all the way down, yeah. Got to all those dialing bits, 120 people, open office, stand on your desk. And I honestly thought, well, I can't feel any more of a fool.
That is cruel.
Now, you're being caught immediately.
I don't even want to know how many tribunals you'd have to go through for that one nowadays.
Yeah, but it actually really does. It works.
Yeah.
And to this day now, yes, if I've got a tough call to make, I'll stand up.
I've just got this image of like Wolf of Wall Street, them sort of office vibes.
It was as well, though. You made a sale and you went and rang the bell and all those sorts of things. All of that went on. But yeah, yes, I've learnt a lot along the way.
But less midgets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, vertically challenged people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dartboard's still there, though.
And then I went to work for a business loans firm specialising in loans that people that couldn't get business
Subprime.
loans from the subprime from the
yeah.
bank. They couldn't get their money from the bank. And therefore, we were all trained as business coaches. Headline, in order that we could support our customers. Underline, so that we might have half a chance of getting some of our money back.
Yeah.
Finished as head of marketing of that. Got made redundant at 50. Went for loads of jobs. Repeatedly got told, we had 300 applicants. We're down to the last 2. We're not giving you the job because you're overqualified, overexperienced, and the person that you'd be working for would be scared of you. I'm not that scary, honest.
We'll ask Joe that in a minute.
Couldn't get a job, so I put my suit on, went to the Anglia Business Exhibition, went and shook some hands, and somebody said to me, I'll give you a contract to deliver networking, marketing, training on behalf of my company. If you go self-employed, it'll take about 40% of your time. If you can top it up, then let's do it. And I thought, if I don't do this, I'll never know. And apart from anything else, I'm going to be stacking shelves in Tesco's very soon. Nothing wrong with stacking shelves in Tesco's, but I'd got more to give than that.
Yeah.
So yeah, went self-employed, and at one stage I had 10 business development contracts, and I was so schizophrenic because I couldn't remember who I was each day. I'd walk. It's like, who am I representing? What am I supposed to be selling?
What am I
doing? Yeah. And then it dawned on me, I'm a fully qualified business coach. I've got qualifications in life coaching, NLP, elite performance coaching, using sports techniques of how do you get this extra 1% gain, applying that to business. So I've got all of those different bits and pieces. Why am I messing about? Why don't I just business coach? Which I then did, until one day somebody said, I'd like to offer an associate partnership with our estate agency. And I went, no, thank you.
Don't want to be an estate agent. That's what you said.
Don't know you, don't know your company, and I don't want to be an estate agent because I don't like most of them. That's quite the words that were used.
Most of them. And now, moving swiftly on, now we can introduce Joe.
Yes.
Anyway, so Joe the estate agent.
Joe, the freak, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, so come on then, Joe. Same thing. Where did you? I mean, I'm guessing if you're 27, he came here 29 years ago. You're Ipswich born and bred.
Yes, absolutely. Born in Ipswich Hospital, and grown up in Petta. We've not moved ever, so I've lived in the same house, other than my exploitations going to different places.
Yeah.
Explorations, not exploitations.
Yeah,
I prefer exploitations. I don't know what's going on, but I like the sound of it.
Yeah. That's marketing, my friend.
We're going to tune in to hear more.
So went to Stonham Aspel Primary School, Debenham High School, and then over to Northgate for sixth form.
Okay.
Which, worst 2 years of life doing A-levels. They're absolutely horrible. Scrape free.
Did you find, and I'll kind of call back on this one, because I went to Northgate sixth form. Did you find it was like a step back? Because like the last couple of years of high school, because when I went to, not Stoke, because it's awful, when I went to Coppleston, we generally found that as you kind of reached 15, 16, the teachers were teaching you more like adults. And so you kind of had a bit more freedom and a bit more like, you're about to leave and, we don't have to be so strict and whatever. And then we went to Northgate Sixth Form, and it was like going back to year 7. I was like, this is awful. So I think I only stuck it out like 6 months before I just got too pissed off and
really?
left. Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily as much of a like step backwards, but it was more of a, okay, you've got to learn who these teachers are and what you can get away with, I guess, at that point, and how they work as well. But yeah, I did.
So like a bit of a naughty kid at school or not?
No,
really?
I was actually pretty good. I think I might have had 1 detention in my whole time.
Good.
So
That is not bad.
I was
That's
pretty
good.
good.
That's not a bad reputation.
And I'm now a school governor at Debenham, so that's been a whole whirlwind backwards.
That's very good.
Oh.
But yeah, joining Sixth Form, I thought Northgate was really good. I did some interesting stuff there. I did law, psychology, and geography,
Okay.
which were quite an eclectic mix. But that then led me to criminology, which is where I went to for university at Nottingham Trent, which was absolutely a choice based on lifestyle and not the education. Because my whole life I'd grown up with mum and dad going, oh yeah, uni is the best 3 years of life. Like,
You were particular about that, yeah.
So that was my whole life plan. There was, all right, I'll get my A-levels to be able to go to uni and then go travelling after that, and that was kind of as far as I got.
So criminology was just something that fascinated you?
Yeah, I was like well into watching all the serial killer documentaries and all
Love
of
it.
that. Like, I think, yeah, they were great.
Like you still love them, right?
Yeah, I do still
everyone
like
loves
it.
them. It's like the guilty pleasure for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
So
what are you watching? Oh no, the documentary on serial killers. Yeah, that's brilliant.
So this could have been me. No, yeah. So, and funnily enough, it all just worked that actually criminology is a lot of psychology, geography, and law mixed together. So it just naturally went into that, and I was interested in it, and that was a bigger thing for me. And this is what I say to a lot of people that have kids that are going to uni, and they're like, oh, they're thinking about doing this, and I'm like, as long as they are actually interested in the subject, then I say go for it. If you're just doing it to have a business degree, there's no point going because you're not going to actually do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, went to uni, absolutely lived the life for 2.5 years, and then in the last 6 months decided I should do some work.
So you came out with a degree?
Came out with a degree, came out
done.
with a first class degree actually. So
We
It's
don't
one of
know.
those. It's one of those, isn't it?
We don't know where the brains came from because neither of us got anywhere near that.
But, yeah, I just like I paid attention for the last week or something. Just aced it, obviously. What? Yeah. Okay, so and then you went travelling.
yeah, then I went traveling. So yeah, literally graduated graduated in the summer, and then flew to Canada on Halloween of
nice.
that year, and then landed in Calgary, and then bust over to Banff, it's just an incredible place if you've not heard of it or been there. But it's like living in a postcard. You've got the most beautiful mountains surrounding you.
He's even selling it, isn't he? He's even living in a postcard. Oh.
Yeah.
And viewings are available. Please
Yes,
contact the Joe Wood
indeed.
property team. Yeah.
But funny enough, that was actually the first bit of like kind of a state agency type bit that I'd experienced, because we were then looking at different places that we were trying to live with the people that I was out there with, and kind of saw a little bit of a different side of how they do that there rather than here. But yeah, I was just there being a ski instructor, which was great fun.
Could you ski? Well, not really. I just put on like a pair of skis and then went round a black run. Just completed it, mate.
I just worked out in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, James Buckley, eat your heart out. Apparently, we've got Joe Wood here.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was like another bit of uni, because I was part of this academy that taught you to be a ski instructor, then gave you the job into the place.
Okay.
So it was like there was 30 of us, 18 to 25, all in one building. And
that doesn't sound like carnage at all,
No,
right?
it sounds really calm and peaceful already, doesn't it?
And then we go out and ski every day. So it was awesome. And then was doing that until lockdown came around. And then it was like, oh, what's happening now? Everything's closing. Called mum and dad, and they were like, well, you can either come home or just stay there.
Yeah.
And made the right decision to stay there. So spent the whole of lockdown there, which was absolutely amazing.
Oh,
it was so good.
Hang on a second.
Such a postcard.
Hang on.
Why would
Right.
you leave looking at mountains?
Give me
all day?
some downside to this, because otherwise it sounds
Cold.
like...
Was it really cold?
It was
Because
really cold.
Canada's freezing, right?
Coldest was -44.
There
yeah.
we go. That's the
Okay.
downside.
Did you get a furlough equivalent to just chill and ski
Yes.
without actually having any like punters to actually train? So you just got paid to ski on your own without irritating people.
Pretty much. No, the
Oh no! Yeah.
was
first
Tough.
lockdown.
Life has been really tough for you,
it's
isn't it,
been
Joe?
really hard,
Yeah.
really hard. But then,
You know when we were talking to your dad and going like all the battle scars he's got? Yeah. What have you got? No, I chafed my wrist one time on a ski pole. Oh yeah. Like, heart
I've
bleeds
got a
you,
bit of
Joe.
iceberg.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just wicked. The first lockdown, everything did shut, and then as things opened up again, I just started working as a pot wash in a restaurant before
he
everything
had
shut.
to work.
So I did
have to work,
I did do some work. I did do some work.
What was
and
that, 2 days? 3 days?
a couple of days, a couple of months, yeah. But yeah, then I just said to the boss there, I was like, look, I'll come back and pot wash, but I don't want a pot wash. Have you got any jobs in the kitchen? So he gave me a prep cook role for the summer, and then as the summer was closing and the ski season starts opening again, I'm like, I don't want to be working in the daytime. Luckily, the line manager who runs the nights, like the head chef, he'd seen me and he kind of liked the vibe and was like, do you want to come and work on the line? So then worked on the line, and then was then literally I'd get into work at either 2 or 3 and ski all morning, go to work, and then come home.
Hard life.
I'm not even looking at Nick
great.
anymore.
And then Gordon Ramsay came up to me and said, "Oh, do you want to just have a restaurant?" And then I just went and cook for Gordon for a little bit. Yeah, then I got bored with that. Yeah, go on.
So a great time was had.
A great time was had. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was whilst I was there working at the restaurant, getting furloughed to go skiing on the second and third lockdowns. All that really hardship that I was going through.
Yeah.
But I had so much time on my hands. I was sat there like, I can't just be wasting it.
I've got faith in you, Joe. Come on, pull yourself back.
No, so I didn't want to
I thought he had it with a pot wash, and then he's like, and then I went back on the line. Yeah, so it's like, it wasn't really that bad.
And I was only melting cheese on that as well. So it was a
what were you
fondue
doing?
restaurant.
Cheese melt section.
But yeah, so it was.
Peter,
I know
how do you do it?
sometimes I had to do a brulee as well. Yeah, awful.
So I sat there. At that point, Dad's gone self-employed, started looking at bits of property and things, and I'd just gone, well, I realised then that actually working for someone and just going in for 8, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is, on someone else's timetable was not that fun. So
especially when you've come from furlough skiing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on. Surely someone's going to pay me to go skiing every day.
I've melted cheese 3 hours, Dad. I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, then I messaged Dad and just said, how do I look at property? How do I go self-employed or something like that? And Dad then sent me Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and that just changed the whole trajectory of life, really.
Have you played the game?
I've played the online version, but I've never actually played the full game in person, and I definitely want to do that.
Houster's got an event coming up playing the game.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There we go. That'd be great.
We'll have to do that one time. We'll do it as a networking breakfast.
Yeah.
Might take a bit too long.
Cashflow 101.
Yeah. Might take a little bit too
We'll
long.
just do it for a day. We'll just have a day of Cashflow 101.
That sounds good.
That'd be
That
fun.
sounds good.
I'm in.
Be a
I'm
good
in.
one.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Okay.
Teaches you a lot. I always got bust.
Joe's like, I don't know, but I mean, every time I've played it, I've ended up with a golden spoon in my mouth. What? Isn't it a silver
And I
spoon?
didn't have
Not
a
when
one.
you're Joe Wood, it's not, it's gold.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so at this point, you've then decided, right, okay, so not only have I had the most lucky life so far, I'm just going to make it a little bit luckier when I go, oh, Dad, how do I get into property? He gives you the guidance and then says, I'll tell you what, why don't you just name the entire company after you? Off you go, here we go, Joe. Just because we thought otherwise you might look like, I have to work.
He's got to have a retirement plan somehow.
I have a boss. Yeah.
There is a retirement plan, and there's a real reason it's in his name, in order that he can pay me to sit on the beach in a couple of years' time.
That's the way,
I was going to say, I hope that's written somewhere and signed. He's going to take care of you when the time comes.
It's recorded.
It's here right now.
So it's in the business plan as well, to be fair. It says, how quickly can we get Dad on the beach?
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of me even faster.
Yeah. Imagine having someone else to run ideas by. I already know everything. Dad, you just go.
So then you flew back from Canada.
Yeah.
And then...
when did I get back? I got back just before, it was kind of like June time, and then went back to my summer job that was putting up TPs for a local company called Events Under Canvas, which is actually a really great summer job in between uni.
Is that Jenna's?
Yes, Jenna. Yeah. Yeah, it's an awesome place. It was some of the best summers working I've ever had.
Oh, no.
Compared to Calgary.
Compared to,
Compared to the ski slopes.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, honestly, EUC hired half of Nottingham Trent University to come and work there. It was great.
So again, you're just with your friends again at uni.
It was. But yeah,
Can I ask, which part of your life has not been dicking about?
the last 4 years.
Now,
now we're getting to the real bit. But yeah, went back, worked there, built up enough bit of a cash to be able to go, okay, I can get something started, whatever it was. Still at that point, didn't know.
Yeah.
So stopped doing that. And then at that point, Keller had called you maybe once or twice and you told them to piss off.
Kind of.
And then I started and we were looking at doing property deal sourcing, something along that sort of lines. didn't really enjoy that as much as I thought I might do. And then Keller then called Dad again. Claire, by the way, who is the lead at the market centre, is the best person at following up you have ever met. She will follow up until...
Yeah.
5 times. 5 times she rang me. So 4 times I said no. The 5th time I thought I'd better listen to what this woman's got to say. Checked her out, her CV and whatever else.
Yeah.
Great CV in a estate agency. Who the heck are Keller Williams? Now I didn't know at the time. Biggest real estate company in the world, number 1 in the States, 60 odd countries internationally. At that stage, I'd only been in the UK about 3 years, which is why, despite the fact we've been in and around property since '88, we didn't know who they were because
they're quite new.
They're new to the UK. But then you look and see what they're all about, and this makes sense. What's my franchise fee? 30, 40, 50 grand? No, a few £100 a month in fees, and then split commissions. Easy entry. This starts to make sense for us. Even if we're only renting out the properties that we own, we could start to make it work. And if we do a few deals on top, then great.
Yeah.
So we kind of we went, yes, let's do it. Let's go into business together. Set up the estate agency, and very much to my regret, for the first year, I didn't get involved. I left him to it. I carried on business coaching.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He goes and wins Rookie of the Year for the UK.
Shocker.
Of course he does.
Shocker.
Of course he does.
Why am I surprised? And then what he did is he went out for a jog, and then Usain Bolt came along and he went, I'll just beat your time as well. Oh, what's that? 9 seconds? I could go under that. That's all right. Do you not know who I am? I'm Joe.
All of those. But
Love it.
it's not always been easy. Yeah, we've struggled at times. It's not, guys, that being in business is not straightforward.
Yeah.
I do have to give him another rap that he consumes a phenomenal amount of motivational and business books. And frequently, there's me as the qualified business coach. I'll go, some guy said something like this, or whatever it was, and it was really inspirational. And he'll go, yeah, it was this person.
This is this person.
It's in this book. It's this chapter, and this is what he's talking about. And yeah, in due course, I think there'll be another duo of let's coach people and talk to them about business, about property, whatever it might be. But
okay,
so is Joe Wood just you two? Is there a team behind you guys? How's it made up?
There is now, yeah.
There is, okay.
We made the big step of hiring the amazing Jess Rolfe, or Jessica, as she will like me to call her.
I mean, we're going to call her Jess now.
We call her Jess now,
right?
just to piss her off.
Yeah, Jess, when you listen to this, Joe made us do it. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, it was February last year that we actually went out. So we'd known Jess for a while through networking, because she had a home staging company, which already, so we were already passing business and whatnot there, because it's really good synergy. And Jess said, can you come around and just give me a value on the house? And whilst we were there, Jess then said, oh, actually, I'm thinking about a little bit of a career change. We've had some personal situations where I just want some employment. And we just went, we need to hire you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we brought Jess in the team, and she's now our customer success manager. So she handles the whole client facing side of things, keeping everyone up to date. And she is far better at customer service than I ever was. And I thought I was good, but she is just a next
Sounds
level.
like you.
What, Jessica?
Yeah, Jess.
Jessica.
Yeah. No, the story.
Oh yeah, how we just.
Where it's like a little bit of like, we'd come across each other in like different industries. So she was in recruitment. Apprenticeship recruiting thing, whatever. Job stuff.
My job for 18 years, but yeah, let's just call it
whatever. Job stuff. Not being funny, Joe would have completed it after 6 months.
Yeah,
he wouldn't have taken 18 years to do it. He'd have done it in 6. Anyway, so and we had that thing, and Jem was like, yeah, I'm going to make a career change. And I went, okay, well, I think you need to come and work with me. I don't know what you're going to do yet. You are going to, what did I say on day one?
I'm going to be we can swear.
Yeah, you can do it.
Exact words to me.
On day one, this is like, you love this, like almost induction moment.
It's like, Jem, you're going to be a fucking liability for the first year. Thanks, Nick. That's a lovely introduction. I mean, he said it in my first few days. Thanks for this.
And how many years in, and you're still that?
I'm still a liability. I'm still that. But we always say it's just when you find the right people in business, that's.
And that's how it was with Jess. We absolutely.
You sometimes just find that person and go, I don't quite know how it's going to work yet, but you're the right person.
And we we weren't ready to hire. We couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we just went, we can't miss this opportunity.
That's what you said about me, wasn't it? Because
Yeah.
I said I'm looking elsewhere. You went,
Yeah.
can you come back in 6 months? I went, no.
No.
We'll just find a way to make it work.
She got other job offers on the table, and we said, okay, come and have a chat about the job. And the only time that we could find where we could all get together was 6:30 on a Friday evening. She came to our house. She knocked on the door, and we opened the door, and there's a bottle of red wine in her hand.
so
And
is
you
there
got
wine?
the job.
Yeah.
Hired.
Hired.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a question, Joe. What time does your normal working day start?
Depends on the day. If I've got networking at BNI, then we're there at whatever it is, 6:30. Although Dylan will say that I'm normally there at 7:15.
Okay. And finish time?
Oh God, I mean,
Do you know want to know why I'm asking this? I know it sounds like pretty out of left field, but everyone will always be jealous of where you are.
yeah,
No one's jealous of the journey, of what you've
yeah.
done. So as much as I give you shit about like, you've done this, you've been out on the slopes, working hard, whatever. Remember when we had Donna in here?
Yeah.
I wanted to be a ski instructor, but then I realized I had to instruct when it was raining.
Yeah.
And skiing in the rain is not as much fun. But you've gone along and said, well, I'll do this, then I'll go and do events under canvas and I'll stay until I need to. I'll be there from when I need to. And everything is always a case of there's no start
You've
and
tried
stop
your
time.
hand at
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's you do what you need to do to achieve.
Yeah, absolutely. And starting the business is the biggest one of that. It's
It's
like,
scary.
I
It's-
was incredibly naive starting it. That I was 6 months time, mate. I'll be making
Yeah.
millions.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
how it
Paul,
goes. Come
You
on.
know, I'm Joe Woods. Don't you know this?
But it's like the only reason I won the Rookie of the Year thing was because I literally just went out. I barely had anyone in my phone book because everyone was just from uni and it was mates like that. So
Yeah.
I was like, well, how am I going to find more people? So I literally just picked a patch of homes and I just went and knocked on all the doors, just back
I
to
see, I
back
love
to
that.
back to back
I
to
love
back to
that.
back.
You could. I could tell
You
this
can't
is going
give
to
him
be.
shit for that.
No, I wouldn't. That's why I was talking about like start time and finish time, because you can just see he's got that drive to go, I'll achieve it.
Once
Start
you find
times and
something
finish
he's
times
passionate
don't
about,
exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like, oh, hang on a second, I need to go and get this. Well, I'll just do this. And you will find that 70-80% of the population would go, but it's a Saturday,
Yeah.
that's your day off. And you go, no, I just go and do
I
it.
don't think once you found he's found his passion. Once you find your passion, you just
Well, it's not, he'll complete it.
complete it
Honestly,
by
he'll have like
next week.
self-serve, home selves, home rents, whatever. Joe will just be going, yeah, I wrote the software for that one. It's fine. Just give me the commission. I'll take the license and fee off it.
But there's an interesting person that he bumped into along the way when he was door knocking, who you guys know very well, that we were chatting to this afternoon.
Oh, what, James?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So James Roper.
Oh, yeah.
Was at that point.
Did you knock on his door?
Oh, yeah, just knocked on his door. And at that point, he'd just started his business as well. So we were chatting about it today. It's like, it's quite crazy to see how each other's grown in that time. And
Do you know
across
the
that.
weirdest
That
one was
really is.
we've got that one with James Roper. Do you remember he came into networking breakfast the day he started his business?
Oh,
And literally
stood
he
up,
went
didn't
along and he said, oh
announced
yeah,
it.
hi, I'm James Roper and I've been self-employed since today. And
We
everyone
all
gave
just
him a round
stood
of
up and
applause.
cheered.
And
Yeah.
that's happened a few times at your networking
Yeah.
since.
Yeah.
That people have turned up and said, I've just started my business. And the very first thing that everybody does is
Just
applaud
cheer.
and
Yeah.
cheer, because everybody wants somebody else to succeed.
Yeah.
That
And I think
everybody's
we all
up
know
for.
how flipping hard it is sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So you're not alone. We're a community. We're all in it to
Yeah.
help you,
Yeah.
whatever you
We
need.
were all talking about it and going like, everyone who's an entrepreneur is a bit of a psychopath. They have to be.
Yeah.
Because when you think about the hours that go in and everyone could look at this and go, I could probably get a job earning more than this.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
You
have to
can
do
get a job
Saturdays, wouldn't have
earning
to do this,
more.
wouldn't have
You
to do
can
this.
you can clock in and out and not worry about it when you get home.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have to go to bed and lose sleep over any worry. But we all still choose to run businesses.
Yeah. It's always quite funny. You spell this out to everyone and they go, oh my God, you're so right. It's like, would you have it any other way? They go, no,
Nah.
nope,
No.
absolutely not.
Yeah. And there was a question mark about Joe being a psycho when he's door knocking, because some guy took his camera from the door to say, this dodgy geezer's been knocking on my door. Posted it all over Facebook, and he said,
No.
I don't know who he is, what he wants, but he's so dodgy as anybody else.
Do you
has
know
him.
what he'll have done? He'll have gone round behind it all these things that just attach his business cards
Yeah.
to every single one.
Well, what was brilliant
I
is
love that
that
it went on a Facebook.
Yeah.
lots of people then went, that's Joe. He's brilliant. He knocks on your door and he chats about property and he helps you and whatever else.
Oh.
And he got all this support. We were then doing an open house, and you went down to Morrison's to get
Oh,
some
yeah.
balloons.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I walked in to ask for these balloons, and this woman who was serving him went, "You're Joe, aren't you?"
Yeah, and she'd seen me from the Facebook, and then she took a photo of me with my balloons, and she was put it on the Facebook saying, "I've seen him, and he's really nice."
You must have left. I've made it now. I've done it.
Yeah,
I've made it now.
He goes to us now and he's like, another one
I'm
with a
getting my
selfie.
pictures taken in Morrison's.
No, but it's funny because it's like that could have been a quite traumatic thing that could have turned.
It was at the time.
Yeah.
Definitely, and then it comes back around positively, so it does work.
That's amazing. I love that story.
Yeah.
As if it wouldn't. At some point, you're going to have some really shit luck. It just has to happen. The universe has to give you some shit luck at some point.
We've been through it, that's for sure. Like, I mean, obviously we were talking about the success bits, but there's so many years, like 2-3 years, where there's literally no money at the end of the years. That we've barely paid ourselves anything. But we know is that we're building to the point where we are, and we get to the point where we've got 3-4 deals that are absolutely we are depending on going through, and we've done 6-9 months work on
You put all the work in. Yeah.
All of a sudden, someone changes their mind and they pull out the deal, and then we're absolutely screwed. And there's
That's
nothing we can do
horrendous,
about that in our industry. We don't get paid until everything goes through.
Yeah.
So
that is the worst.
We lost 2 sales that were on top of each other on an argument over a second-hand cooker.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
People pull out seriously.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Who did we speak to? Denise, wasn't it? Or hang on, it might have been Denise or it might have been Kate, but someone I remember talking to and saying where there was like a divorce, said, what's the weirdest thing a couple's argued over? And they went, oh yeah, a tub of Vaseline.
That's Kate.
Oh my God.
That's Kate from Kersey's.
And literally,
It was
and
Kate,
it's like,
because all she said at the networking event is Kate from Kersey's, because she said they argued over Vaseline and then like dropped the mic and were like, well, tell us more of the story.
hang on, how do you not tell us the rest? Like, what was special about? I'm not telling you.
They argued over Vaseline. Well, what happened?
Well, Vaseline's a very personal thing to
What
people. It might have particular memories.
It
or
was
something,
definitely
I
a
don't know.
mic drop moment, and she left us sort of thinking, oh.
But yeah, we had a sale lined up. So a guy was selling his house. He was buying another house from us. So we had 2 sales lined up as a result. And he decided that he was taking his cooker from the first house. Why? Because I want a spare cooker. And the guy went,
and there wasn't anything special about it.
There was nothing special about it. He just wanted it as a spare, sit in the garage, doesn't need it.
So he had this is just a spare.
A spare.
Yeah, because the place he was buying had a cooker in it, and I think he was just going to take it, maybe replace it with the one that was in there. But
Right.
that then led to the buyer from his place going, well, if you're taking the cooker out, or what else he's taking, I'm going to pull out.
That quick just
And we went, we'll buy both of you a cooker. We'll buy you a new cooker. Whoever has it, we'll buy you.
We'll replace the cooker.
It's a matter of principle now. I am not selling to that person. I am not buying from that person. And
I can't believe things like that actually happen.
I want to buy both of my cooker now.
Yeah. And that screwed our cash flow for 9 months.
Yeah.
Because we'd done a whole lot of
And
work.
even though you'd gone above and beyond and said, look, we'll just get you a bloody cooker. Whoever wants a
It's
cooker.
principle.
Yeah.
I'm not buying. I'm not selling.
Wow. I didn't know things like that even. And I'm very naive.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, arguments over you've taken the curtains and I thought you were leaving them.
Gosh.
Minor.
Yeah.
And that's sad when
that's horrendous.
you've got both sides there you're dependent on.
Yeah.
And they're
And I mean, the stats are that 1/3 of sales fall through between negotiation and exchange. So from the point of, yes, we've agreed the sale and shook hands to the point where it becomes a legal contract, 1/3 of sales collapse.
that's a lot.
And all those cases, we've done all the work and we just don't get paid. And that's really hard and
Yeah.
frustrating.
I can
That must be
imagine.
horrendous.
Yeah.
And if you get a few of those together, yeah, that's...
I don't think anyone thinks about how that affects people
Yeah, 'cause
like you. That's a
most
lot of
people-
work you've put in up to that point.
As a general rule, I think that most people, if you said you had a positive or a negative opinion of estate agent, it's going to be negative.
Yeah.
We're way down on... There's not many on the party list of who's hated the
I think there
most.
was one, the one that
Tax
I saw.
inspector.
There's tax inspector, then it's estate agent.
Yeah.
No, how low? Really?
Yeah.
I can go to a party and tell people I'm a traffic warden because I get a better reception.
But yeah, I mean, I've come across where you just go, oh, these estate agents, and we've had it. I mean, we had it when we moved from Clacton over to Ipswich, and literally we had, we put it with an estate agent, and they did nothing with it for 3 months, and so nothing happened at all. And then I happened to talk to someone who said, oh yeah, actually, I'm quite looking for a house there, and I sold it for And so we did it. And then Connells wrote to us and said, "Oh yeah, by the way, you owe us all the commission on that."
Because you're under
I went,
contract.
What for? I said, "You didn't sell it." "Yeah, but you signed our terms." I said, "But you didn't sell our house. You were unable to sell our house. You couldn't sell our house." "Yeah, I know, but don't care. You still owe us."
Yeah.
And chased for like $4,000 on something.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
Yep. And that's
stupid estate.
And that's very common.
However, it's nice to hear the other side of it, to say, yeah, but it also happens the other way around, where they've done all the work and everything's been done and then they don't get paid.
Yeah.
And there is a whole load of work. And sadly, a lot of our work, or a lot of Jess's work, is chasing solicitors to say, okay, where are you up to? Where's the contracts? Have you done the searches? All these bits. And
all
she'll
the time
chase
and
up and down a
effort
chain of 9 houses and things like this. She spends, what figure did she give us the other day?
About 50 to 60% of her time is chasing solicitors to find
Do you know
out
what
where they're up to.
I could see if I can get them both in a libel case. Hang on a second. I'm going to put the question out there and then see how quickly they go, I'm not answering that. So
Hang on, I'm not answering that.
Which are the solicitors that people should use because they're really good and efficient, and which are the ones they should avoid?
Oh.
Yeah, right, moving swiftly on.
Hang on.
You can plug a couple of good ones.
You can plug your
I'll answer the first one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so Megan from Martin Elliott, they are based in Colchester, so it's a little bit further out than usually, but I've known Megan since we were 14 or whatever, and so she prioritizes our deal slightly so that we can
No,
work
she doesn't.
together.
She just does a really good job for everybody.
Okay. Guess what?
She does do a great job.
It's all right, it doesn't matter. We go Martin Elliott.
Martin Elliott.
Okay, so yeah, you can use Martin Elliott, but only if you've used Joe Wood Property Team to sell your house as well.
Absolutely.
Then it will get done really quick.
Yeah, Megan's really good.
Yeah.
She gives us a really good service.
There's some really good ones out, like Kem from KMA as well.
I know Kem from KMA.
Kem.
I was a landlord for 10 years.
We know Kem.
She's awesome. Yeah. And there are a few other good ones out there. Haywood have been good when we've used them as well. Yeah.
Don't say any more.
Yeah, that'll do.
Because otherwise you're just going to go, hang on, you are now naturally creating the list of the other ones by not mentioning them.
Some of the national licensing conveyancing firms aren't necessarily the fastest at doing their job, and they're not necessarily the best at communicating.
Okay. Moving swiftly
put that
on.
very well.
And that was diplomatic answer, wasn't it?
Okay, here we go. I'm going to have a quick fire questions with each one of you. Well, hang on a sec. You can both answer this or look together. Would you suggest that anyone takes a career in a estate agency?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's
yeah.
nice.
I wish I'd done it earlier and we'd have been further on.
Okay.
Oh, I like that. That's a nice answer. Well, we've had a few people where we've said, oh, if you talking to someone younger wanting to get into your career, no.
Bizarrely enough, that was a solicitor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, if you could have your time again, would you be a solicitor? No. Absolutely no. No. Okay, here's the next one. If you wanted to get into a estate agency, what skill would you have to enjoy?
Communicating.
Yeah, the interpersonal is the biggest. And scarily, it's the one that sadly most agents don't necessarily do as well as they should.
Is it because they're just like ping an email, rather than pick up the phone and talk to someone?
Less so that. It's more just like, actually, estate agency comes down to pure communication. I don't make a single decision along that whole way. I guide my clients to a pricing strategy that we might be best to use, or where we think the value is going to be at the end of it. I guide them to the right kind of buyer that we want to choose when we've got multiple offers on the table. But throughout the whole process, there's no decision. So if I'm not able to communicate what I think is good and what I think is bad and what I think works best for that client, then we don't end up where we actually want to be. Yeah, it just comes down to communicate. And that's the same when it comes down to when you're trying to win the business as well. If you can't communicate why you add value and how you're different and how you can be the best person for them, the best agent that they could possibly choose, then you're not going to get anywhere. So it literally just comes down to communication.
And when you're communicating that, yeah, we're not the cheapest. We know we're not the cheapest, but you'll get value for money.
Yeah.
And this is why you'll get value for money, and this is how we explain it, and all those things.
But that's the thing. I think that like...
And you're so personal. That's you bring the...
Nowadays, I have that feeling, and again, it feels like the landscape is changing, because I think 5 years ago, 10 years ago, people were so price focused, but now they understand that value is beyond price.
Absolutely.
And we have exactly the same thing in our industry. You know, when people say, if we get a phone call and someone says, I need to do a tax return, how much is it? Instantly, we don't want to deal with them. It's the biggest put off ever, because and you know, quite often I'll have people on the phone and they say, well, yeah, but how much is it? I said, it kind of depends on your circumstance. They say, yeah, but just roughly. And I said, okay, is your plan to try and hit the cheapest? And they said, well, what do you mean? I said, well, look, let me tell you how things work in relative cost. If I do your tax return and I charge you £500 to do it, but I save you 2,000, to me, I haven't cost you anything. I've saved you 1,500. That's your outcome. If you go and see John down the road who says, I'll do it for 100 quid and saves you nothing, he's £100 cost. Now, you're asking me a question and you want to compare my £500 to John's £100. But what you're not seeing is, but I can give you back 1,500. And I guess it's the same in your industry where you go along and you see like estate agents that are there going, yeah, well, you know, whether that house goes for 280 or 290, we don't really care. Our commission changes by 70 quid.
Yeah.
But for the seller, that's 10 grand.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah.
So you can go and drive for those better prices. And so if you charge them an extra 500 quid, who cares?
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. And
Because the value that you're bringing is so much more than just the cost.
yeah. It's literally a similar saying that is quite taught to us by Keller, and especially when we're first starting, is that the cheapest agent is not always the best value because
I think people even get turned off by that.
Yeah.
You know, what does someone say? Like cheap, good, and fast. You can pick two.
Yeah. What does Matt Elwell sell? He says it's reassuringly expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is Rolls Royce, isn't it? Reassuringly expensive. But it used to be their tagline.
I think they had that. Hang on, didn't
Or was it
one of the
watches?
beers had it?
Oh, right.
Which was the beer that used to have the pop top?
Grolsch used to have
Yeah,
top.
I think it was Grolsch. I think
Okay.
Grolsch had it as reassuringly expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it massively comes to it's exactly that. Like your 1% agents on your high street are just getting you to list on because they're built on volume, which is why their bad behaviors come from it, which I can talk on as well. But that 1% agent is just going out there to put the house on, hopefully get a sale and see where they get. Whereas we're looking at it from going, okay, how do we maximize your value on this sale? And then for our gold package clients, we also then look at their onward move and go, how do we save as much money on that one that we can do? So one of our recent clients that's getting close to exchange now, they were desperate to sell the house and because they'd found that their place that they really wanted to go to. So we got it on the market with a competitive strategy so that we got that interest straight away. Had interest. First offer came in and I think it was at or just below asking. And they were like, just take it. We want to make sure we go. And we were like, no. We're gonna go forward. We're gonna go through the negotiation. Went back, then sold it $7,000 over asking price, wasn't it? Yep. So they were ecstatic at that point. Then they're going looking at their place that they found, which is the dream home for them, and they're going, okay, look, we're just going to offer asking price. And we're like, no, you're not going to offer asking price. So looked at the numbers, looked at the value. Call the agents to find out a bit more interest. Like Jess has even done some mystery shops on viewings as well, just so that we can understand how much interest that property's got so that we can offer better. So then come in with an offer strategy, went in and then we got it for like 20, 30 grand below asking price.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think actually
here's the stupid thing. They can give you an extra £1,000 and they're better off by 40 grand.
Exactly. Yeah.
And because if we're selling somebody's house on the package that most people take, we will do their onward negotiation.
Oh, nice.
And as part of the service.
But I'm guessing there's not many other people that are doing that.
No, there's not. And it's
very American.
Yeah. But it's a massive thing. Why is it in the English property industry that when you're buying a house, it's a civvy against a professional?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What other industry do you have a civvy against a professional when it comes to negotiation? So it's like, can you have a professional that knows the situation, that goes through these deals all the time, that can look at something a little bit differently and go, actually, you're in this position, let's do this strategy and let's work from that. So, and let's face it, anybody that's been in the Turkish market bartering over 25 pence for a football shirt and felt totally uncomfortable, and all of a sudden you're in the biggest negotiation of your life to buy the biggest thing most of us ever buy, and we're playing.
But it's the thing that's always been so lacking.
Crazy.
And I've always thought about this in the estate agency industry, because if you think about it, so moving house, one of the most stressful things to do in your life. Whereas if, for example, you want to go along and you want to get married, there's wedding planners that are going to hold your hand all the way through every part of the procedure. Whereas when you're buying or selling a house, it's almost like, right, so what do you want to do? I've seen a house, and you ring an estate agent and they're like, well, have you sold anything? Have you speak to a financial advisor? Have you got this? Have you got a mortgage offer? Have you? And they're like, I don't.
So
come in and come in and see our guys, and then they'll talk to you and they'll credit certain. And it's like, I just want to maybe buy a house. I don't even know what I can afford yet. Well, you come in and do this and we'll sell you this. And it's like hard push all the way through. Yeah. And to have those, like an American realtor, to have that trusted advisor that you go, right, this is what I want to
Take
try and
care of it all
find.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you in normal terms.
Yeah.
And then you guys can go into the Shark Tank and go, right, now we'll go and source this and we'll get what you need.
And some of the high street have been in trouble for pushing people so much on their mortgage advice that they were making more money from the mortgage advice than they were from selling the houses.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
that's hit the headlines. Our service now starts before that in that, okay, so you're thinking of selling your house in 6 months' time? Jess will come and have a chat with you now about what you might think of doing to tidy your house up, to get it staged
Amazing.
properly.
Yeah.
But it's what people should be doing, because it's no different if you're
Yeah.
selling a business. You don't
Absolutely.
go, I'm going to sell a business. Right, okay, well, I'll just put it on the market today.
Yeah.
You're planning for it, a year out, 2 years out, for everything that you're trying to do.
Yeah, and to do that, you
to get the
speak to your
conditions
accountant,
right.
you get the business in a good state
Make your
before
accounts
you then...
look excellent.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Hide some things.
Get a good accountant. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I have an interesting experience of this very recently, that I was looking to buy a portfolio of properties from somebody, and these properties were valued at £1.7 million. And we were willing to pay the £1.7 million. Those properties were in these people's accounts at £960,000. You do realise you're going to have a tax implication immediately you sell these. Are we? Our accountant thinks it's fine. Okay, right. So as long as I flagged it up, because
Yeah.
it makes no difference to me.
You've mentioned it there,
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you, because I know you've got a problem with your tax already. You need to speak to your accountant. Okay, right. We'll structure this deal. We'll structure a deal, and we'll give you this much money up straight away, up front, and we'll pay you the remainder over the next 5 years. Because you don't need all that money. You don't need £1.7 million on day one. So we'll pay you £1.7 million, but over 5 years, with most of it up front. Yeah, that's okay. But our accountant says that we have to have first charge on the properties. Well, if you have first charge on the properties, we can't do any business. We can't get an overdraft. We can't raise any funds against those properties. Yeah, but our accountant says.
Yeah.
And you think,
Yeah, they don't. People just don't get it sometimes, and unfortunately, they'll also find. And the other thing is, that if the accountant recognises that they're wrong, they also can't backpedal
yeah,
as much as they should do.
Yeah.
To go, do you know what? I mean, we have this all the
You're already
time.
committed at that point. You can't.
Well, I don't know. We
But
have
you
it where
should.
people will go along and ring up and they go, so I've been doing this research for the last 4 hours in tax law, and can you just tell me, is this right? And you're like, well, you've just been looking at this particular one area of tax law specifically for 4 hours, but you expect I'm just going to know this off the top of my head, because that's what happens with every PAYE, income tax, self-assessment,
VAT.
capital gains tax, inheritance tax, VAT, every question that you could ever ask. Obviously, I just know it all. And I went, yeah, it sounds like it could be, but just stop for a second. I need to time to have a look and work it out, because it always gives you that sway to say, look, do you know what? You can be wrong. You can get something wrong. What you can't do is you can't go along and be wrong to the point where they're making that kind of decision. But yeah, I think people have to be willing to admit they're wrong and backpedal and stuff like that. But there you go.
Nick, don't you know it all?
Between me and Google, we do. How about that? That's how it works. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Any other questions for these two?
No.
Have you had any of your weird, you've gone to do a viewing stories, or oh yeah, I've just got I don't suppose a plumber or a leaky tap story or anything?
I don't think I've ever had a 1970s moment like you're
Have you
talking
not?
about. But yeah, sometimes you do think, I need to tidy up before you come round, and then you think, actually, maybe if you hadn't left your underwear washing right in front of us once we're talking about negotiations and whatever else. Yeah, that's kind of distracting, really. But yeah.
So how people don't think, because even if I have I don't know, if I've got an electrician in today.
Hang on,
actually.
70s porn again?
Yeah, definitely that. You know me so well, Peter. But I naturally put washing away. I don't, even when someone like that comes in. So when someone like you, I don't understand why people wouldn't do that.
Imagine having dirty laundry out on your bed when someone's going to take a photo of your house as well to put it online.
That's a good one.
Just really, yeah.
And given that he has a bugbear about the fact, you left the tea towels hung over the oven, because that looks bad.
Oh, okay, yeah, you must. You don't like the clothes on the nose.
So getting rid of dirty underwear
Do you
that people
actually
leave
say to
alone.
people, can you move them clothes? Are you allowed?
He doesn't know. He's got Jess. She does the station.
Oh, so Jess
Yeah,
does
Jess,
it,
just come along, deal with this
Jess
day.
does it. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I've tidied up all that sort of thing before viewings and whatever else. Yeah, that you turn up. I always turn up early just in case.
Yeah.
Turn all the lights on, blah blah, and then you think, oh, last night's underwear still on the
Click that
floor.
under there.
If you want to know what we've been willing to do to get a sale is we went into a property, lovely house in Cheltenham District selling for a great client of ours who's a friend of Dad's as well, and family house, so a lot of sentimental bits with it and everything like that. It'd been on the market with a previous agent for well over a year. The place is empty. We walk in and the amount of flies that are just on the windowsill, like it stinks when you go in, like it just does not look like something anyone would want to buy. We took it on and said, look, we can change up the pricing strategy a little bit.
Yeah.
Approach it from a slightly different angle. But the biggest thing we need to do is make it look like something someone wants to buy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of the situation and because of like the family and how long it had been, they were just done with the place. They didn't want to spend any money on it. They didn't want to do anything. They didn't even want to go in and clean it. And I was like, look, I want to sell this house because I want to help you.
Yeah.
But I am not taking a photo when it looks like this, and I am not showing people around the house when it looks like this. So we went on a Sunday afternoon and just cleaned it up.
You cleaned it up?
We went and cleaned
Got
it
the
up.
extra mile.
We went and staged fake beds made out of old boxes and then put a duvet on top so it looks like a bed and you can actually get a feel for the size.
Yeah.
Put it on the market and slightly different pricing strategy, but still aiming to get to the same price that they were getting to before. Put it on the market and then we were sold within a week because someone walked through the door and said,
because they can then picture
you can picture it and you're not going, crikey, what is in that loft if that's got that many flies coming out of it and all that. Like, who died?
I opened the loft hatch on that day that we were doing the cleaning and then probably about 300 flies fell down the back of my neck. It wasn't
That's
nice.
like a bush tucker trial right there.
It wasn't nice, but you got the extra mile. It sold straight away.
And he said to us, it's like, you can't polish a turd. And we said, yes, but you can roll it in glitter.
We can make it look pretty.
And it sold. And
at least they didn't pull out of the deal and said, hang on, in those photos, that bed, no, it's just cardboard boxes. If you're not going to leave the bed, I'm out.
We want the boxes.
But he's Joe's biggest fan now. He raps him all the time, and we've sold another house for them after as well.
But I think just hearing what you're doing, and here we go. I'm going to give you a minor dressing down for this, Peter. I think you go in there and you undersell Joe Wood what you guys actually do at networking, because you come across as we do property just like everyone else, but actually you're totally different to everyone else.
Yeah, you are.
In terms of what you do. And the fact that you have that ability to hold people's hand through the buying and the selling and the sourcing and everything else like that, that's not like any other estate agent there is.
That's special, yeah, that is.
Well, we'll tell you that when we present on Wednesday morning.
There we go, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The good thing is, but we'll record, release this afterwards.
Sorry about that. I didn't say that at this point.
The other Wednesday.
When we presented to you a few months
ago.
Yeah.
You should have remembered this from back then, yeah. Guys, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you so much for coming in.
It has been amazing to hear about your journey and what you've achieved.
Yeah, it has.
So good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys.